Well, hello, my name is Simon Alperovich, and I'm working on as the developer in the MPS, and I'm working on the editor. So today I'm going to briefly tell you about editor features and improvements we made last year. So some of you still uses the older versions, or you didn't try the new features. So I will go through the releases from 2017.1 to 2018.1. So I will go from the older to the newest. So I will start with 2017.1. That is the feature inspired by items. It's called the node URL. So it was already implemented by our colleagues in items. So we're now made it available in the MPS. The feature is about that sometimes you need to share the pointer on the node, but in MPS there are no such things such as lines of code. So the node URL is the way to do it, to share the reference of the pointer to the node. So here on the screenshot is the bug report for Embed, as far as I know, and it contains this link. And so by pressing this link, the MPS will open the node. So I will briefly show how it works. So I have the node here selected, and I want to share it with someone, and I choose the copy node reference as the URL. And now I have the reference in my clipboard, and then I go to, so let me close the tab. I go to the browser and paste the reference. Or it could be I could publish it somewhere and click, and then it will be opened again in the editor. This is also available via API, via particular specific language, which is called HTTP support. So here I import the HTTP support language and type node.url, this get URL operation, which is the string. So you could use it in your code. All right, so let's move on. The next feature is the shiftless code completion, which was added in 2017.2. As you can see in the screenshot, so when you type the completion, you don't need anymore to type the uppercases. Here I have the many classifiers, but I typed only lowercases, and I still get the correct results. So I typed SMOP and get the S model operations. Also works for not only for the uppercase, but the other separators such as dots. So typing EMS gets you the editor menu substitute paths. So that was 2017.2. Next feature is the two-step deletion. Well, sometimes it is hard to predict what will happen when you press delete in MPS, because it's not the text editor, it's the projectional editor, especially for the newbie users. Okay, let's go for an example. For example, the newbie user put the caret on this arrow, and the user doesn't know that it is not editable, that it is just a label. So he presses the delete or the backspace, and he expects that only one character would be deleted, but instead the whole node is deleted, which is not very predictable. So he presses undo and on. So the feature is called two-step deletion. You can turn it on in the preferences. And now the behavior changes a bit. When you press the delete or the backspace, it just highlights. So highlights the node, which will be deleted. So it gives you an option. And now you could choose. You could either continue and delete the node and press backspace again, so the node will be deleted. Or you could just choose to refuse and go somewhere else, so if you don't want to delete the node. Also, if the node was highlighted explicitly, the MPS sees it as user knows what she or he is doing, and the node will be deleted immediately. This is also available in the editor language. Here I have the approve delete operation. This is how it works in the action code. This approve delete operation firstly highlights the node, and if the node is already highlighted, it returns the false and proceeds to the deletion code. Right, let's move forward. Next thing is the completion item trace. This is useful for the language designers, especially if you don't still don't use the grammar cells, which you obviously should do. But still, if you use the old-fashioned transformation menus and manually substitute menus, it's sometimes hard to understand why the item appeared in the completion, and that feature helps you to build and to debug the completion menu. So, for example, here I would invoke the completion, get the items, and I wonder why and how this item appeared in the completion. So press the specific stroke, which is Command Control Alt B, and get the trace. The trace starts on the transformation menu for the build text string part, which is because I'm currently editing the node of the build text string part. So then it goes to the substitute menu for the target concept, because in the completion you want to see all the possible substitutions for the current link, for the current node. So, and the current target concept is the build string part. So, and then we finish with the specific item which I was staying on. So then you could change it and debug and play around. All right, so next thing is the generic placeholders and free floating comments. So after following the commenting out nodes, we decided to add the generic placeholders, which are the white spaces between the nodes, and we added the ability to type the text on these placeholders. So we got used that in MPS. We got used that in MPS, when we press enter, we get the node of the target concept always. But sometimes we need just to have the node separated with the white spaces and type some text in order to comment. So we added those generic comments, generic placeholders. To add them, you need to press Ctrl-Shift-Enter, and here we go. So we have the white spaces, and I emphasize that it works for every multiple collection, so you don't need to design it implicitly for your language. It works on every collection, so because of that, it's generic. And so here the completion works, and also if you import the Jetbrains MPS lang text language, you could add the text here. So you comment something, see the specification, and it's just a bit rich, so the words could be like bold and italic, and you could add the link here, which is clickable, so you could then open it. Right, so this is the generic comments. Next feature is quite simple. It's just alongside the font style and the font size. Now you can specify the font family for the cell. So this current cell is the Comforta, and it looks very beautiful. And the last feature is from the 2018.1 is the reflective editor for the subtree. In MPS, we have such thing as the reflective editor, which is used when there is no editor defined for the concepts, or it could be forced implicitly. Explicitly. So, but before we could only use it for the single node. So here I show the reflective editor, but the children nodes still uses the regular editor. So we change it, and currently you could invoke the reflective editor for the whole subtree. Sorry, for the whole subtree. So this is the. It's not like very beautiful, but you could edit here the things if your editor like is broken, for example, and then like after editing you could back and for some children you could you could again, yeah, that's the bad thing to do. Again, invoke the regular editor and show the regular editor, and then you could show the regular editor back for the parent node, and it will be again in the regular editor. So the couple words for our goals and the future tasks. So we will focus on continuing improving the editor experience as for the target users and for the language designers, and we are looking forward to integrate those great MPS extensions provided by our colleague from ITMS, such as tables and grammar cells, and we hopefully see it as a part of the MPS. That's it. Thank you for your attention.